What's up, Spikes? We just wanted to let you know that this is our 200th episode. 200. We are so excited about it, and we just wanted to say thank you so much for all your support over the years.
And if you want to see us for another 200 episodes, make sure to click the Patreon link in the description to help support us. We would very much appreciate it.
Ingenious supplies.
What's up, Spikes? Welcome back to the Spike Feeders World Headquarters for the inaugural Championship of the Brews. That's right, we got the Duskmourn Brew Championship today, but it's brought to you by some very important people. The first and foremost of which is Gamegenic. They gave us the mats, they gave us the sleeves, they gave us the deck boxes. Without all those things, we'd just have some cards and we'd be flicking them around all willy-nilly, like a magician with too many sleeves. You don't want that, I don't want that. Go buy Gamegenic so they can continue to make us not like that. We also want to thank Burrito Splendido for feeding the Spikes today. The guacamole isn't in me yet, but it will be soon, and I'm excited for that. Last but not least, we just want to say thank you so much to Wizards of the Coast for giving us this product early so we could bring you this fantastic show. As you might be aware, there were 3 decks that won some games. Those were Kona, Valgavoth, and Marina, and they're all here. But we also had our patrons vote for their favorite deck, and the one that won out of the non-winners was the Mindskinner. So we're going to see that today as well, so we can crown the Duskmourn champion. However, I'm not the Duskmourn champion of rolling dice. That's Jerry.
Hi, Jerry here. I'm playing with my good friend Valgi. We're on a nickname basis. So Valgi and I, we like to have some cards in our graveyards because guess what? They're not going to be there not long. We're going to do some necromancer type of activities around these parts, taking some guys and putting them whoosh, here. That's what we got going on today.
That was a good intro. I'm very happy for you and Valgi.
It makes me wonder what Jerry's nickname is.
Jerry? Hello.
Always has been.
Yeah. Hello. I'm Bill, and today I'm going to be reprising the Mindskinner. This is maybe one of my favorite decks to come out of Duskmourn because he's just a weird little guy. As a 3-mana 10-1 that can't be blocked and mills players instead of dealing damage. So obviously this is just a Voltron strategy. You just power out the Mindskinner and keep attacking anyone. Doesn't matter, can't be blocked. And hopefully mill out Jerry before he starts to benefit off of my Mindskinner.
Yeah, let's hope that goes that way. Hi, everybody. My name's Alex, and I'm going to refrain from discussing too much how much I love Kona Rescue Beastie. This Elvish Piper just throws my hand onto the battlefield. Galta, onto the battlefield. Worldspide Worm, onto the battlefield. Portal to Phyrexia, onto the battlefield. My hopes and dreams, believe it or not, onto the battlefield. That's right, all I have to do is have Kona tapped in my second main phase, and I get free value each and every turn, and hopefully that'll be enough to kill all my friends.
Hi. I'm Elliot, and I wasn't in any of the games where these won, but somebody else couldn't be here today, so, they got the best replacement they possibly could. I'm playing Marina Vendrell. This is a 5-color rooms deck. It's Enchantressy, because rooms are enchantments, and I'm gonna open some doors, close some doors, open them some more, and it's like that Scooby-Doo hallway chase. So hopefully all of my opponent's creatures don't catch up to me.
Well, hopefully they're distracted by a giant sandwich. In the meantime, though, let's crack into our Squire Plus.
All right, start her off with a draw. Swamp, tap Swamp for a black. Expedition map.
Ooh, give me fetch.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
That's good in a black deck. I'll draw. Ooh, I'm gonna play this island. And I think I'm following that up with a very popular Voltron All-Star, Oh Naginata. Can only be attached to a creature with power 3 or greater. Interesting.
Is 10 bigger than 3? Mathematicians, help me
Who's
out.
to say?
I certainly don't know.
Can you
Draw a
prove
card.
it?
Forest is land for turn. Sol Ring is Sol Ring for turn. Pass the turn.
Oh,
Well, I'm going to draw my Sol Ring here, so yeah.
did you do it?
That's a 5-drop. I've got a basic plains, and I will just pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I will play Urza's Cave, and then I'm just going to do this now. Crack this map.
Makes sense.
I'm going to get this Urbargoth the Expedition map and put it into my hand. No one knew it was there. Go ahead.
I still don't. I'll untap.
Sorry, who am I?
Draw. I'm going to play this island, and then also play this Jace's Phantasm. Pass.
Surely that will never be a 5/5.
No, never.
He will never be a 5/5.
We'll play Castle Garenbrig as our land for turn. Tap 1, 2, 3, 4 for you know it, you love it. It's Kona, Rescue Beastie.
Huh. Turn 2.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I can't tap it. So it's,
Useless.
Yeah.
horrible
Awful.
play.
Yeah.
Awful. Go ahead.
I will draw. I've got an Undergrowth Stadium and an Arcane Signet.
Ooh.
And I will pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Play this Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. I'm going to tap 2 mana, and I'm going to play a Jet Medallion.
Ooh.
I will then pass the turn.
Valgi only costs 9 now, or 8 now. That's hard.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to tap 1. I'm going to cast Mental Note to mill myself 2 and draw a card.
Oh.
I'm milling an island and a Hammer of Nazan.
Oh.
Draw. I will untap.
Oh.
Draw. Island.
Disaster.
The Mindskinner.
Oh, my mind is so skinny.
So, just for everyone else's information, 10-1, can't be blocked. If a source I control will deal damage to an opponent, prevent that damage, and each opponent mills that many cards. Jerry, I'm going to attack you for 1 with flying. It does not deal damage. It gets prevented, and all of my opponents mill 1.
Oh, Setessan Champion.
My Pathbreaker Ibex.
Extractor Demon.
I got some good ones off that.
I'll say that was some heat off of that one.
Some good ones. I'll pass.
Jeez. Can you believe this guy, Elliot?
I can't. I cannot even.
As land for turn, we're going to play Scene of the Crime. It's got an activated ability that allows me to tap an untapped creature I control. I'm going to move to declare attacks, and Kona is going to attack Jerry for 4.
You got it.
This time it does deal damage.
Yeah, it's true. It's even commander damage. I'll make sure to track that. Then I'll move to my second main phase. Since Kona's tapped, I have a Kona trigger, which allows me to put a permanent card from my hand onto the battlefield. I'm going to put the Great Henge into play.
I know how this works. I remember.
Yeah, I
this.
say Jerry did this. And then I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, gain 2 life, go to 42, and cast Caged Sun. When Caged Sun enters the battlefield, choose a color. I'm going to choose green.
Oh, makes
Creatures
sense.
I control the chosen color, get +1/+1. And whenever a land's ability causes me to add 1 or more mana of the chosen color, add 1 additional mana of that color. And we're going to pass.
Okay, you got people doing some stuff here. I'll draw for my turn. I could do some stuff, you know. First of all, I didn't ask for this one, but does anybody want to concede real quick?
Oh, Jerry?
No.
Alex?
No.
All right. I'll play the Sea of Clouds untapped. I've got 2 mana for a Starfield Mystic. This is a 2/2 with enchantment spells I cast cost 1 less to cast, and whenever an enchantment I control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, it'll get a +1/+1 counter. And then I've conveniently got this 3 mana enchantment that now only costs 2. Enchantress's Presence. Whenever I cast an enchantment spell, draw a card.
Setting up.
Yeah, setting up a little bit for sure. I will pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw Damnation. All right, so for my land for turn, I'm going to play the War Room. Sound the horn. Gondor has lifted, or something. I've never watched the movies.
Gondor's got some great legs.
Never watched the movies, in case anyone has isn't abundantly clear in that. I'm gonna tap my only Swamp to play Bubbling Muck.
Okay.
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 So now I'm gonna tap these, Floating a black. I'm going to activate Urza's Cave. Off that cave, I'm going to get Cabal Coffers, notably tapped.
Yes.
Into play, but
play,
tapped.
tapped.
Yeah.
Into play, tapped.
Yes.
And that's not a permanent. What do I do with this? What do I do with this little guy?
I don't know.
How many swamps do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's interesting. Do you know what is 4 toughness on this board?
Kona?
How it gets defiled?
That's very rude, but okay.
Oh, okay.
It's a little late. We got the great hand.
I mean,
Range, but better late than never.
Yeah.
Some people say, right?
Yes. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, thank you. One on tap. We'll draw a card. I'm going to tap 3. And I'm going to play Zelix Sanity Flare. So he's a 2/3. Whenever a player mills 1 or more creature cards, I make a 1/1 black horror creature token. And then I can pay 1, tap, target player mills 3 cards.
Oh dear.
It is 1 or more. So off of these, I can only get like 3 total.
Yeah.
I only get 3 creatures off this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to attack Elliot for 1 and Jerry for 10.
Yep.
We're all milling 11.
Yes.
Correct?
So mill 1 first, because technically it's a separate instance, I believe.
right.
So
Eladamri.
Forest.
I
Who
get
callers Bill?
1 horror from Alex milling Eladamri. Now 10.
I qualify with Titan of Industry.
Excellent.
I don't qualify.
I'm milling 2 rooms, 2 creatures. 3 creatures. A bunch of stuff, including 3 creatures.
Okay. So Alex milled a creature, Elliot milled a creature, Jerry did not mill a creature.
in 11 cards.
I have a total of 3 horrors. Now I'm going to pass the turn.
Disgusting. All right, we're going to untap. We're going to upkeep. We're going to draw. Friends, I just got to say, I love this deck so much.
Uh-oh.
It's such a fun deck.
That deck was actually real fun to play.
Right, Jer? It's good stuff. So we're going to tap for 3.
This is 4.
No, it's going to be tapping
that's
for
only
green.
a colorless?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So we're going to get 3 for Cultivator's Caravan. I can tap to add 1 mana of any color, or I can crew it to make it 5/5. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, gain 2, go to 44. To recast Kona, Rescue Beastie. When I cast a creature spell, I put a 1/1 counter on it when it enters, and I draw a card. Then I'm going to use Kona to crew Cultivator's Caravan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to pass through combat and go to my second main phase.
Yep.
In my second main phase, I've got a Kona trigger. Off that Kona trigger, I'm going to put Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, into play. Now that Ghalta's in play, I have a trigger. It says, when Ghalta enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from my hand onto the battlefield.
You actually have a Great Hinge trigger as well.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Is that cat? Is it
No, it's just enters.
It's
Yeah,
enters.
non-token enters.
All right, well, so we'll go ahead and put a counter on Ghalta. And we're going to draw a card. And then we've got a Ghalta trigger.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go ahead and put Ceruli Caretaker, Cetanul Hierophants, World Spine Worm, and Apex Altasaur onto the battlefield.
So you have 4.
You have 4 Great Hinge
Great
triggers.
triggers.
That's right. I've also got an Apex Altasaur trigger. So we're going to get the Great Henge triggers out of the way and then do the Apex Altasaur trigger. And Apex Altasaur is a 12/12 that says when it enters, it may fight up to 1 target creature I don't control. The Mindskinner.
Okay. 10 damage marked.
Indeed.
And it's not.
You get another Enraged trigger.
Let's see. So this is a 5/5 now, right?
This is a 5/5.
So if it's 10 damage marked and it has 12, it will fight one of the horrors.
You got it.
And then it will stop fighting things.
Okay.
It's an 11/11.
It's a
It's a
12.
12. Plus
Oh,
one from
Cage Sun.
Cage Sun.
Yeah, Cage Sun.
Yep.
Cage Sun. We're going to play a forest as our land for turn. I'm going to tap for 2 green to play Citadel Highwork, Citadel Stalwart. Floating 1 green, triggering the Great Henge, putting a counter on it and drawing a card. We're going to let that green fade from our mana pool and pass the turn. It's such a cool deck.
I'll untap with my 6 permanents. Draw a card for my turn. I'm going to start things off by paying 2 to cast this Ghostly Prison because of my Starfield
No,
Mystic.
taxes.
good.
Trigger Enchantress's Presence, draw a card. Does anybody want to concede?
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of is fair. I've got a Bountiful Promenade as my land for turn. I will pay 3 to play The slimy aquarium, which means the underwater tunnel is locked. When I unlock this door, manifest dread, then put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Before I do that, I'm going to have this cast trigger from Enchantress's Presence, so I will draw a card, and then I will manifest dread. I will put a swamp into the graveyard, and manifest this creature with a +1/+1 counter on it.
Very nice.
Then I will pass the turn.
All right, Jerry. Damnation.
Untap, upkeep, draw damnation. It's not damnation.
Dang.
Notably, I'm going to pass through my combat before doing this. So we're going to enter my second main phase.
Second main phase.
Okay, weirdo. What are you up to?
Keep your secrets.
I'm going to tap for 4 black mana.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of black mana in these parts. Floating 1 black mana. I'm going to play this Mind Rack Harvey.
Mills
Each
3.
player mills 3 at the beginning of combat. Got it. Good, good. You know what? Prudent.
Hell yeah.
You know what?
Hell yeah.
Responsible.
We're doing it. We're doing it, Jerry.
I will then like to... so I have a black floating. Tapping this for a black. I'm going to play Soul Shatter. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the highest converted mana cost among creatures they control.
Oh. Starfield Mystic down.
My Zelix.
Man, I didn't want 3 worms. So when
seriously.
Worldspine Worm
Oh,
dies,
no.
I'm going to put 3 5/5 worms with trample onto the battlefield. Since these are tokens, they don't come in with +1/+1 counters.
Correct, yeah.
Right. So I just got 3 worms. Worldspine Worm also says when it's put into a graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into my owner's library.
Oh, neat. That's what I got. I got rid of the one thing that made 3 more things, so...
And it left 3 more
Hey,
things.
it helps me. You know, he's got to pay more mana now.
It did overall increase the amount of power I had on the board.
Yeah, so remember that when it comes to your turn, Alex.
Listen, I'm just everybody's favorite. Don't worry about it.
I'm just gonna untap and draw. I'm gonna play this Odawara Soaring City. Now that I have no legendary creatures in play and do not have the ability to channel it. And you know what? I'm going to play Mesmeric Orb.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh
It
dear.
would have been much better if I had the Zelix in play still.
Oh dear.
But yeah, whenever a permanent becomes untapped, that permanent's controller mills a card. And then I'm just going to be passing the turn.
Okay. I'm going to untap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things.
Please mill 7.
We've milled 7 things with not a lot of relevant stuff in them. I'm going to draw a card for a turn. We'll tap Cultivator's Caravan for green and Soul Ring for 2 to cast Cultivate. Search my library for 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put 1 on the battlefield tapped and the other in my hand.
Wow, with the caravan. It's the cultivator's caravan. And you cast.
I'll put this forest onto the battlefield and this forest into my hand and
Write
then
it down.
onto the battlefield.
Oh,
Yeah, don't
scratch it off.
Don't gotta write it down. No end then. We're gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from our forests, thanks to Cage Sun, to cast Soul of the Harvest.
Yeah.
That's a 6/6 trampler with whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under my control, I may draw a card.
Yeah.
Great Henge trigger, giving it a 1/1 counter and drawing a card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good deck. I'm going to tap the Great Henge for 2 green, gaining 2 life, going to 46, to cast Other Ghalta, Primal Hunger. This spell casts X less to cast, where X is the total power among creatures I control.
Hey, Alex, do
That's
you have
probably-
enough power to cut it all the way?
It's probably about 10.
Yes.
Okay,
Just
thanks.
from the worms you gave me.
From the worms.
That will also trigger the Great Henge and Soul of the Harvest, so I will put a counter and draw 1 card and a second card. I'm then going to move to combat. Ghalta is going to attack Elliot, and I'm going to pay the 2 green to pay for Ghostly Prison. Kona and Apex Altasaur are going to attack Jerry, and 18 power worth of worms is going to attack Elliot. So those are the attacks.
Me as well?
No.
You can't.
He just called me Elliot.
Oh.
And 18 power of worms at Bill.
Yes.
I am not blocking this 14/14.
Okay.
I'm not blocking these 18 powers of worms.
How much power is coming at me?
12 plus 6 is 18.
I'm not blocking 18, so I'm going to 18.
Cool.
Well,
Cool.
Sun's getting mighty low.
Mighty low. all that, we do have one more thing to do this turn, and that is a Kona trigger. And we're going to use that Kona trigger to put Akroma's Memorial onto the battlefield. Creatures I control have flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste, and protection from red and from black.
So at least that wasn't pre-combat, guys.
It wasn't pre-combat.
Guys.
True.
And also, they don't have indestructible. So
Correct.
Also.
True.
Okay.
we have outs.
Yeah, you definitely got some outs.
We got outs.
Speaking of outs, pass the turn.
Oh, that gives us a chance to draw outs.
Okay. All right. I'll untap here. I'm milling 4 cards to this mesmeric orb. Land, Sanctum Weaver, Fabled Passage, Fairy's Protection. I didn't even want it. It's fine. It's like so fine, dude. It's totally okay. I'm just gonna draw a card for my turn now. Okay, that's a pretty good one. I've got a basic island. Alex.
More like Kona. Let's be straight for a second.
That's true. That's fair. I've got white, blue, black, red, green. I would like to cast Marina Vendril. When Marina ETBs, I'm going to reveal the top 7, put all enchantment cards from among them into my hand, and the rest on the bottom in a random order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got not an enchantment, not an enchantment, not an enchantment that doesn't even kill half of your stuff. Anyway, not an enchantment, not an enchantment, not an enchantment, and not an enchantment.
Wow, add it to the
No
whiff
way.
compilation. Good lord.
No way.
Taking after your dad too much today.
Yeah, cool.
That's brutal.
Yep. Pass turn.
Come on, Jerry.
All right, untap. Draw this damnation.
Please, Jerry.
It's not a damnation, and it's not going to be close to a damnation.
Upkeep.
That's,
that's beginning of
combat.
Oh, it's combat. I thought it was beginning of upkeep.
You know what'd be really nice?
Lots of stuff. A damnation.
It'd be nice drawing more lands than the 4 I started this game with.
Yeah, I can confirm. Lands are pretty great.
I'm gonna move to combat.
Yep.
Everyone mills 3 cards.
Nice.
There's an enchantment, a land, and another land.
Oh no, mana reflection. I really could have used that.
Also notably, I should have milled 4 cards for the Mesmeric Orb.
Oh,
Yes.
true.
That
Let's
one is
go ahead and
true.
do
Just
that.
do
We'll
that
just
now.
do that too.
It's fine.
More. Ooh, Mesmeric Orb.
Oh!
Swamp and Swamp. I'm gonna spend some time to just look at my graveyard here. Don't pay attention to me. I'm gonna tap these guys here and float 4 black mana. That's 4.
That's
okay,
4. 4.
Using 2 of it, that's 2. I'm gonna play an Undercity Informer.
Oh.
So I can sacrifice a creature. Target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card, then puts those cards into the graveyard.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to use 1 of my black mana. I'm going to sacrifice this Mind Rack Harpy targeting Alex. Please mill until you reveal a land card. Okay, put that card in your graveyard. Cool.
Very tough.
Cool. We did it, champs. We did it. I'm then going to use the other black mana and cast a Shared Trauma. So starting with me, each player may pay any amount of mana. Each player puts the top X cards of their library into their graveyard, where X is the total amount of mana paid. I'm going to pay a black mana into it.
I'm going to pay 2 into
All right,
Shared
so we're
Trauma
up
to make it
3.
3.
I will pay nothing.
Is this our plan? Our plan is try to mill us? I'll pay 1. Yeah.
All right, we're up to 4. So
All right.
each player mills 4.
That's a Island. Cherix.
You got Garrett, Color of Beasts, and some more forests.
Neat.
I've got more enchantments.
Tough.
Nirkana, down. Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
That's
Unfortunate.
Pretty revenant.
Thanks, Alex. Good one.
Okay. Untap. I mill 4 cards from Mesmeric Orb. Island, Everflowing Chalice, Island, Polluted Delta, and then draw a card. I'm going to tap for 4 and tap these 2 artifacts.
Improvise.
To improvise this Kappa Cannoneer.
Oh, banger.
So whenever it or another artifact enters the battlefield under my control, it gets a +1/+1 counter and can't be blocked this turn. It also has Ward 4.
Hey.
Alex is at 46.
Correct.
Sure is.
Pass.
Cool. We're going to move to our untap step, where we're going to untap 14.
Oh.
Individual things. You might have given me 1 more power, but you also made me mill 2 more, Jer.
Look at that.
Powerful.
Powerful stuff, powerful magic, powerful draws. Speaking of powerful draws, let's mill 14.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some hits in there,
Prototype
but
portal down.
yeah, it's not the worst. And then we're gonna draw a card. We're gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gain 2 life. Go to 48.
48.
To cast Zapandrel, Hunger Dominus.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature I control until end of turn.
Uh-huh.
That comes in, gets a counter, draw a card, draw a card.
All your creatures have haste too now, right?
Sure do.
Yeah.
Sure do.
And flying.
Sure do.
And trample.
I'd like to propose a shortcut.
Where we die?
Probably, yeah.
I'm pretty okay with conceding. to
I
this.
will pay some amount of mana to overcome Ghostly Prison.
Yeah.
So there's four creatures that can attack you. So I'm going to send the Worms plus Soul to Harvest at Elliot, Galta, Kona at Jeremy, Apex Altasaur, and Zapandrel at Bill.
And they're all like
Flying first.
50 something.
Yeah, they're all exceedingly large.
Yeah, I'll go to die for sure.
I don't know the math, but I'm pretty confident in just dying.
I think we each die to one of these creatures.
Yeah, probably.
Something like that. So Apex Altasaur is 12, then gets doubled to 24, correct?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So-
and they're also all untapped.
Yes.
And
so
flying.
technically,
And flying.
I can block
And flammable.
Zapandrel because he doesn't have trample, but then I take 24 and I'm at 22, so I still die.
Actually, he does have trample.
You know?
You tried. You tried.
Yeah. So that's a good game.
Yeah. My manifest was a Swords to Plowshares.
Oh, good. It wasn't a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It might have helped, could have helped. Mostly, drawing any of these enchantments instead of milling all of them could have helped too. My hand was Archon of Sun's Grace and Wild Seer Scouring Maw. So I had an engine, but I did not your Soul Ring start was just too fast, right?
Yeah.
I was just out of control before I could do anything. I thought maybe the Ghostly Prison would let me hang around a little longer than my compatriots, but not with Zapandrel.
Yeah. I feel like this Marina deck, it has the sauce, it just needs more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of a slower control-y deck because you're wanting to play the rooms and then unlock them, which is usually, even with discounts, it's pretty expensive. But yeah, I think it does have the sauce. But Soul Ring start with Kona specifically makes that tough.
Yeah. I mean, y'all did mill me pretty significantly. There's
We
less,
tried.
There's less than 30 cards in here.
Yeah, I was just about a mana or two behind at every stage of the game, and getting the Mindskinner and Zelix. Zelix was my plan to just at least have things to block with.
Right.
But that didn't happen. I also had, if there was a way for us to survive through that turn and we could mill Alex for some amount, I did have Fraying Sanity to double the amount that Alex mills.
Okay.
So
yeah.
maybe in some universe.
It was probably pretty close.
Yeah,
that's
but
pretty close.
yeah, it's
I really think that Kona just far and away has one of the most powerful effects I've seen on a creature.
Yeah.
On a commander, certainly, in a hot minute. I feel like this is the type of card that ends up not soft banned, but oh, you've got a Kona deck.
Yeah.
Right? On a similar level, I feel like Valgavoth inhabits a similar place, but just, in big mana black versus big mana green.
Yeah, it's we devoted the first 2 or 3 turns just to get the Cabal Coffer Zerborg online, and then we didn't draw another land, so we were stuck on 5 mana no matter what.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just, even with, I had Cabal Coffer Zerborg on turn 4, even that wasn't fast enough.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild to say, but...
Yep.
Well, again, right? The first Kona put in the
Yeah.
Great Henge, and then it was downhill from there.
I was saying, just off the races. Realistically, if this deck didn't have the draw card effects in it, I don't think it pops off nearly.
No,
Right.
and that's fair.
Because going Great Henge into Galta, into dump my hand, into refill my hand, that's too much.
Yeah.
But you know what isn't too much? The products and services you can buy from GameGenic. I don't know how many services they've got, but they've got the best products. That's right. They got sleeves, they got playmats, they got deck boxes, they got deck boxes for your deck boxes. And if you really get out there and you really try, you can even fit some Burrito Splendido burritos in your dungeon. I don't know why you'd do it, but you could. So consider it.
It's possible.
We also want to thank Wizards of the Coast one more time for sending these cards early so we can bring this fantastic content to you. We just crowned our first set champion. That's right, Kona is the champion of Duskmourn. If you disagree with that, that's fine. Leave us a comment down below for your favorite commander from the set. And while you're down there, you make sure to hit like, you make sure to hit subscribe, and then you make sure to hit that button that says patreon.com/thespikefeeders. Because for as little as $1, you can join all these people that are scrolling around us and help keep the lights on in here. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to bring you nearly as much content as we do, and we just want to say thank you so much to them, and of course, to all of you. Have a great day.